Primals, I'm making this video to apologize. Because I fucked up. Because I'm embarrassed and ashamed. Because I lied. And I misled a lot of people.
Liver King, he's come out, he's apologised. And look, I commend him. He's come out with a no-nonsense apology, in my opinion. There's a lot of people online bashing him, saying that it was a half apology, it's a load of nonsense, it's a fake apology, this, that and the other. I mean, let's dive straight in.
I've stated that this is a complicated as fuck topic, at least to me it is, because before social media, I was rich and anonymous, and after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous, and I never expected this kind of exposure.
Look, I think that's fair what he's saying. He apparently was very well off, obviously not so much so as he is now, before he became famous on the internet. And what I think from hearing his messages and reading those emails that were leaked recently, it seems that he just wanted to really, really push the brand. But in my humble opinion also, it is unfortunately very, very difficult to spread your positive message, to spread your teachings regarding certain things unless you look like a fucking titan. It's very difficult for those who are not gifted within the 99.9th percentile. And even those people who are genetically gifted in that percentile and they're not taking steroids, they're not taking performance enhancing drugs, they are still never going to look like this guy. I mean, you could probably count on your fingers the amount of famous influencers that look like they're on steroids that aren't on steroids, and even at that we don't know. My point being that it's so difficult to sell your message, to sell your product, if you are not absolutely jacked.
In the public eye, it's been tricky as fuck to navigate. Well, clearly I did it wrong, and I'm here now to set the record straight. Yes, I've done steroids, and yes, I am on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician. Liver King, the public figure, was an experiment to spread the message, to bring awareness to the 4,000 people a day who kill themselves, the 80,000 people a day that try to kill themselves. Our people are hurting at record rates.
Yeah, so like, I mean, it's he wouldn't have been able to spread this message, and his messages regarding mental health are really fantastic. They make a lot of sense. At least in my opinion, they make a lot of sense. On a lot of the podcasts he's done, I mean, he's carried himself very well. Other than his steroid claims, saying that he hasn't taken any steroids, I actually think that he sticks to his guns pretty well. And as I said, you're not going to help nearly the same amount of people by not taking steroids, because it's not possible to look like this. And if you don't look like this, not as many people are going to bother to take notice of you. And that's just the way it is.
With depression, autoimmune, anxiety, infertility, low ambition in life, our young men are hurting the most, feeling lost, weak, and submissive. So I made it my job to model, teach, and preach a simple, elegant solution called ancestral living, the 9 ancestral tenets, so our people no longer have to suffer, so we can collectively express our highest and most dominant form. This is my fight. This is why I exist. While spreading the message, I've been on several podcasts, and when asked if I've ever taken steroids, I've always said no. I don't touch this stuff, not gonna touch this stuff, never touch this stuff. That was a lie. I've convinced myself that this had nothing to do with the ancestral message. I convinced myself that I'm not a competitive athlete of any kind, so who the fuck am I cheating? I convinced myself that this topic was a placeholder for a...
And I think that does. I think a lot of people are going to disagree with what I'm saying, but I think what he's saying, I mean, he has a fair point, because he's not an athlete. He obviously lied to himself, because you are misleading people when you tell people that you're not on steroids, because you're making them believe that you can achieve this kind of physique, this kind of personality, this kind of feeling without taking the steroids. And he's admitted that he's gone ahead and lied to himself and said, look, that doesn't matter as long as I can spread my message, as long as I can get my message out, helping people with depression, helping people live a healthier life. Fair enough in saying that it is a fairly outlandish life, but there are a lot of good values in what he teaches in these ancestral tenets. Let's keep going.
For a far more important conversation, I convinced myself that this would overshadow the 36 years of working out, usually twice a day, without PEDs. I've convinced myself that this was the vocal minority, usually in the fitness category, driving to an unproductive conversation.
Now we don't know if he's telling the truth about him spending years of training without taking steroids. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But the reality is that a lot of people do that, and then they end up turning to taking steroids.
And I had convinced myself that this would be the wrong message to send to the 15-year-old boys. So I continually dismissed it, and I dug myself into a bigger and deeper hole. I have only myself to blame. I did that, and it was all wrong. I will be better. I will talk about it openly, because I believe that there's a time and a place for pharmacological intervention monitored and managed by a trained hormone physician. In 2021, when I was 43 years old, I didn't feel 100% physically or cognitively. So I went to get monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician to see what the fuck was going on with my life.
You have to appreciate that he's basically admitting that he's really struggling mentally and physically. He's admitting that he's depressed, and there's merit in that.
And so yes, it's true. I have tried several peptide combinations in an effort to increase my growth hormone, and it didn't work, meaning that my levels still remained below the normal level. So yes, it's also true that I've tried pharmaceutical grade growth hormone, and I finally found success in managing therapeutic levels in the normal range. Yes, this is true. I've continued on with 0.6 cc's of testosterone per week, roughly 120 milligrams of testosterone a week. And no, I don't take any other steroids like nandrolone or Winstrol, but I have tried them in the past without success. Yes, it's also true that my blood chemistry got all fucked up.
It's difficult to believe him saying this. Is probably one of the things I don't completely believe. It's a little bit annoying to hear, because we're never going to know if he's telling the truth about how much he's actually taking at the moment now, because I doubt he's going to come out and openly say exactly what he's taking or give proof of what he's taking currently. We'll see. Maybe he will.
While taking nandrolone and Winstrol, my lipids got all deranged. My liver enzymes went sky high, which is why clinical oversight is an absolute must. Nope, the Liver King brand has had nothing, or at least very little, to do with my business success. My companies were already kicking ass,
that's another slightly frustrating thing. Yeah, maybe his companies were kicking ass, but I'll tell you what, they're kicking ass a whole lot more now.
Already successful before the Liver King public figure, growing at 50% year over year, and still growing at the same pace after the Liver King public figure. Nope, I've never had ab implants, ab etching, or any other plastic surgery, and I sure as fuck never actually had gene editing done in Singapore.
I do believe that. I made a video just recently saying that if I had to guess, I don't think Liver King has had anything done to his abs, ab implants, abdominal etching. Possibly, but if I had to guess, I would say no. Who knows?
I made all of that up. It was all intended to be a joke, and that's an expression of ancestral 10 and 10. Have a little goddamn fun. Ultimately, why do I do them? When I talk about the 85% of the population that suffers from self-esteem issues, that's me.
There you go. Gotta appreciate
I'm part of that statistic. This is why I fucking work myself to death in the gym. This is why I do 12 to 15 blood-burning workouts a week, just to feel like I'm okay. Still, I have to absolutely crush myself to do so, and I'm wrecked physically and cognitively, and hormone replacement.
I mean, we could see that from the emails. I made a video highlighting these emails and the cycles, the drugs, steroids he was taking. I mean, he's working out like an animal. He's one of those guys that just obviously doesn't stop. He's always working, never enough. And obviously he was just flogging a dead horse. Wasn't happening for him, wasn't causing him to get out of the rut that he was in. So I guess in that regard, he turned to drugs, turned to performance enhancement drugs to alter his physique, make himself look aesthetically more pleasing, aesthetically better. Probably still struggling as it seems, but it seems like it has helped him.
Has helped in a profound and significant way. And still, I believe that the path to paradise is paved in fucking hell. I previously have said in a weird way, I'm grateful for the recent events that have shed light on this complicated as fuck topic. I knew I needed to take this opportunity to openly discuss everything for me to be a better human. If there are any questions that remain unanswered, send them my way. I fully own that I fucked up. I am as sorry as a man can be. And all I can do is take extreme ownership right now, be better, and lead myself to a better life as a better human. Again, thank you to everyone for the support, the criticism, the love, the hate, and above all else, the loyalty. Liver King.
I mean, I appreciate what he's done there, what he said. He's going to defend himself on some level. It's almost not natural if he doesn't, and I don't appreciate some of the things he said. But I think the overall message was a good one, and I think we have to respect that he's put his hand up and said, look, I fucked up. And anyway, hope you enjoyed that video. Give us a like if you did enjoy it, and a comment to let us know what you think. It was Liver King out, now it's Kurosh out. And until next time, guys, goodbye and good luck.